The Union Jack held high as the British team captain goes on that lap of honour.
This is right. Good turn. And a second goal for England. Ian Wright has scored for his country.
A Britain without these faces would today be hard to imagine.
Good evening. A father explained in harrowing detail today.
Most of the British public love Trevor McDonald. Trevor, isn't thought of as a black newsreader anymore. Trevor's just the newsreader. And I think that says something about the way we've moved on in this country.
The Britain of 50 years ago was a very different place. In 1948, the nation was still counting the cost of victory in World War II. It was a country about to lose an empire, and it was a country that was almost exclusively white. But Britain was about to face the biggest wave of non-white immigration in its history, a wave that would bring 500,000 people from the West Indies.
We live in islands where there is lovely sunshine and sea and sand and all the rest of it, none of which you can eat.
This is their story, the hopes they brought, the reality they found.
You would see sign put up, rooms for rent, no niggers need apply.
You felt that you were an intruder, and truly, you were a foreigner. You did not belong.
This, too, is the story of Britain and how it was changed.
When we come over here, we brought music, we brought color, we brought dope, we brought life to this goddamn country.
It is the story of those who resisted change.
Just feel, especially in everyday life, as the English population thought, my God, we have a black population that is going to stay.
Immigration! No! Repatriation! Yes!
And it's the story of those who fought for change.
It's like a powder keg. You can suppress people for so long, but one day it just bang.
By the end of the story, Britain has been transformed, not least by those early immigrants and by their children.
The nature of English identity now can accommodate white people. The black population has become a British population.
How do I feel now whether I'm black or British? I think I'm a bit of both, really. I'm black and I'm definitely British, That's what I am.
Our story begins exactly 50 years ago with the historic voyage of 500 West Indians on the Empire Windrush. June 21st, 1948. Although the Windrush had come 5,000 miles to Britain, to most on board it seemed like a homecoming. Back in the colonial Caribbean they had left, everyone was steeped in a way of life that was entirely British.
Britain was everything. In my school, which was a Church of England school, I'm not talking about college, I'm talking about school, we sang things like the Eton Boat Song. I know it's strange. But everything that they did in England, we more or less did in our school. It was a kind of anglicized Jamaican upbringing.
We were brought up that we are British, and we were brought up that England is your mother country, and we were brought up to respect the royal family. So no way any of us would ever dare to go and speak anything against the royal family.
The king was our king. The flag was our flag. How more British could we get? And we lived it.
When World War II broke out in 1939, it seemed entirely natural that 10,000 West Indians would volunteer for the war effort. This squadron, Jamaica Squadron, was named after the island that paid for the planes. But it was in manpower rather than money that the Caribbean made its biggest contribution.
I was still in college at the time, and I remember these white men came from England, and they took these, what we call trucks, open trucks, and they went to all the country past the little nooks and crannies, and they begged the people to come and fight for your motherland, come and fight for England, because we need you.
When the appeal was made, I remember going to the then Labour office in Kingston, and there were literally thousands of fellows there, eager to come to Britain to do something in the war effort. And I joined the very first wave.
We were just young lads in the primary youth who the bell rings and we answer the bell for help towards the war effort, and we volunteered. We weren't forced or pushed or coerced. Everybody was doing it as young lads in those days.
I went to England in 1940 to join the Royal Air Force. Why? Well, Jamaica was a colony then, and I suppose all loyal colonials, young men anyway, would feel you had a duty. Plus, I had a copy of Mein Kampf and was browsing through it. I came across a passage where Hitler described black people and Jews as semi-developed, anthropoidal, that sort of thing. Very derogative terms. And as a young man, he said, to hell with you. If that's the way you think, I'm going to fight this war. I'm going to join the Air Force and I'm going to shoot your tail off and come back home.
And now I'm going to ask Flying Officer Ulrich Cross to speak for West Indians in the services. Ulrich is a navigator in one of our own bomber squadrons.
Well, it's a job to know where to start. There are so many of us doing so many different things. In the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, in Air Sea Rescue and the Marines. In the RENS, the ATS, the WAF and the nursing services. Together with others from the British Commonwealth of Nations, with men and women from the rest of the United Nations, West Indians are fighting for the new world that we all want to see.
Thank you, Ulrich, and happy landing.
There were very few black people in England. One has to remember that. And I know walking through any small town or village in England, school children would stop you to ask you the time, and they just wanted to hear you speak.
People were happy that we were here. They showed their happiness. We were made welcome.
Every one of these people gathered together in this studio is a West Indian.
And I came to fight in the war.
Alfred Gardner was just a teenager when he came to Britain for the first time in 1944 to do his bit for the war effort as an RAF ground engineer. When the war ended, he went back to Jamaica, but he was to return to Britain 4 years later, a young man looking to build a new life.
One of my sisters in high school, she heard about a ship coming. They didn't even know the name.
Arrivals at Tilbury. The Empire Windrush brings to Britain 500 Jamaicans. Many are ex-servicemen who know England.
A ticket bought for a ship he didn't even know the name of, but which came to define a generation.
The ship went to Trinidad and Barbados before it came to Jamaica. And we were all coming back. Oh, it was good.
And what did you do for nearly 2 weeks?
Gamble.
In Jamaica, they couldn't find work. Discouraged but full of hope, they sailed for Britain.
Tell me why you decided to take the place on the Empire Windrush.
Work. There was a lot of work to be done. In Jamaica, there was none. So if I could get back here, and I came back.
When you arrived, what was it like?
Cold. Still cold.
You came in search of work. How easy was it to find a job at the beginning?
I couldn't find a job for about 3 weeks. But I mean, I did get a job. And, you know, it was awkward at times, you know. Everywhere you went, sorry son, there's nothing. I went to the labor office and a man in there just said, what job are you looking for, son? I'm a motor mechanic, and he just said to me, can you strip an engine? I said, that's the least of my worries. See, this is the easiest part. The main thing is to get it back together. Then, you know, we have a problem. And we had a laugh over it, you know. And he said, come with me. And he took me to the other little factory.
Where did you find somewhere to live?
Oh, no, that was a problem. People who were new when I came, said, oh, sorry, you're not in the RAF anymore. And what will the neighbors think, you know?
Because you were black?
Yeah, oh yeah. But we did find a place.
Did you find that people treated you very differently when you'd been a serviceman to actually coming to England, looking to live and work here?
Yes, everybody say, you know, you shouldn't come back. You shouldn't have come back. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, things were a lot different from they are today. I could consciously go into a place and know I wasn't welcome. But I mean, I didn't make it bother me.
And was that a very conscious decision that you made about how you would deal with what undoubtedly was racism?
Oh yeah. I met some beautiful people and I met some ignorant people. I ignored who to be ignored and enjoyed the time with who to enjoy my time with. I settled down, then I did get a job, worked hard, found me a beautiful bird, got married, raised a beautiful family.
Citizens of the British Empire coming to the mother country with good intent. Prodded by public opinion, the Colonial Office gives them a more cordial reception than was at first envisaged.
Obviously, a few years ago, what's now known as the Windrush scandal broke.
Yeah.
What did you feel as that unfolded?
Shouldn't have happened. But I mean, it's life. These things happen. It's history. It's part of history. Yeah, it's part of history.
Is it important that this is put right for those people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's only one thing the only thing can put it right: money. If you get the right compensation, and I mean, it's about the one thing that they can do.
As we approach Windrush's 75th anniversary,
Yeah.
how do you think the Windrush generation should be remembered?
The people who did come and did work hard to help to rebuild.
And for those people who say the Windrush generation have not been as respected as they should have been, have not been as valued as they should have been, what do you think?
Everybody have their own opinion.
Yeah.
But I'm proud of the work we did. Yeah, I'm proud of the work we did.
When you look back at your own life, what's the thing you're most proud of?
My family. Most proud of my family.
When you look back, are you glad you decided to buy that ticket for the Empire Windrush?
When I look back, if I had everything to do it all over, I'd do it all over again and again. If there was such a thing as a perfect life, I have one of the most perfect lives, honest to goodness. I look back at my life from I was a little boy, and all I can see is happiness.
Your life has been a ruin, everything has been a mess. Problem solved.